So here I am back again with yet another Twitter analysis, and today we will be analyzing these set of tweets right here, where the focal point is mainly Angela Stanton King, and how what she said right here almost reminds me of another person who I had to do a Twitter analysis on, and that was Pam Keith. Now, Pam Keith, of course, is a Democrat who lost her position, or what she was running for. And Angela Stanton King is a Republican, and she was running to take John Lewis's place. And I believe, to my knowledge, based on the comments I have read, is that she lost her position. And now she's, I guess, upset, and she's taking it out on black people, sort of like how Pam Keith was as well. Now, Angela Stanton King has made some headlines basically saying certain things that would get people riled up. She's even said some things that many who usually wouldn't agree with her actually agree with her on certain subjects. But this one right here has many looking at her with a side eye. So I'm going to read to you the tweets in exchange. She says, I heard they had a peaceful protest in Washington, D.C. until niggas showed up. And she put niggas in all caps. And the way that she framed it, it wasn't like just, you know, how casual talk, you know, how like black people will have with each other when that word would come out. It's almost like if you closed your eyes, you would swear it came out of the mouth of a white woman. Now, as we all know, DC for a long time was known as Chocolate City, but nowadays I call it Swirl City thanks to all of the gentrification that is going on. But at one point, DC was a heavily black populated city to live in, no matter where you were at. Well, for the most part. Anyway, now if you went to Georgetown or somewhere up in that area, then that's when it became more Caucasian. But now it's more mixed and diverse nowadays thanks to gentrification. But she put this tweet up there, and it was basically in response to the so-called Million MAGA March. I shake my head at just even saying that, and why they even called it that, I have no clue. But anyway, so she posted up about that, and as you can see, she got a big response from it. And most of the people that were quoting tweets from her went in on her for the most part. People was going in on her. Don't take it as, oh, because she got all those responses that all of those were agreeing or in agreement with her. Trust and believe all of them were not. As a matter of fact, this person, Darian Brockington, actually got, even though he has a less of a response from his post, actually got more of a positive feedback from what he said rather than what she said. The only reason she got is because of her positioning. So he says, the only tragic nigga I see is you damn felon. Now, before I go any further, in case y'all didn't know, Angela Stanton King had to do a bid in jail because I believe she was scamming people. Don't quote me on that. I believe that's why she was in jail, is because she was scamming people. And this woman has several mugshots. If I can, what I might do is after I get from this part right here, I'll show them to you. Like, I didn't realize that woman had so many mugshots. I think I saw like 9 of them at least. But yeah, she has a pretty hefty record herself. But if this first tweet that she put up wasn't bad enough, the tweet she responded to this guy with was the icing on the cake, and not in a good way. She said, thanks to the white man y'all hate, I'm no longer a felon. Now, in case y'all didn't know, the person who gave Angela a pardon was 45. I don't think anybody who's familiar with her is not so much surprised, but is not aware or is aware that 45 was the one that gave her a pardon. But in case you didn't know, 45 was the one that gave her a pardon. And she literally let that go to her head. Like she wears that with like a badge of honor everywhere she goes. And she says, your mom is probably still one too. And like Jay-Z said, still a nigga. Now, how professional or unprofessional is that of a person like her who was running for this position, which, by the way, like I told you, found out she lost, but she's supposed to be carrying herself in this esteemed light, who got pardoned by a president. Despite how you feel about 45, he's still a sitting president, and he pardoned this woman for what she did. And she's talking like this on social media to this individual. Now, that part about him calling her a felon is not even false, because she was a felon. It's just that she got pardoned. But you would think she still was one with the way that she responded to this tweet. Now let's really break this down. She says, thanks to the white man y'all hate, I'm no longer a felon. Excuse me, Angela. But who was the one that put themselves in a position to become a felon? Look in the mirror and you'll see that the person staring back at you is the one that caused themselves to become a felon. And I'm almost certain that it was most likely a white judge that slammed that gavel and found you guilty and threw your ass in jail. And then she says, thanks to the white man y'all hate so much, I'm no longer a felon. So, she's pretty much hanging on to 45 like that white zaddy. Zaddy got me pardoned. You niggas didn't do nothing for me. But last I checked, I could have sworn that she had a black lawyer. I think she did. And some of you may be familiar with her if y'all watched that Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I'm going to leave it at that. Then she says your mom is probably still one too. How you going to come at this man and say that his mom is a felon? You do not know this man's mother to even make that claim. And then she says, and like Jay-Z said, still a nigga. See, you can tell when he said that to her, she got triggered. And you got to think, I can say that there were probably a lot of people that responded to her in a way that she didn't like. But what was it about his tweet that triggered her? It was probably that part about the felon. So she still feels some type of way about that. But guess what, Angela? You are the one at the end of the day that put themselves in the position to become a felon, not the person, this Darian Brockington who responded to you. He's not the one that made you a felon. You did. But these are the same type of people that would tell black people to take responsibility, take accountability, pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Every other white talking point you can think of that they pull out of the side of their neck or the crack of their ass. And then had the nerve to quote Jay-Z. Like I said, it sounds like to me this woman can't shake her ways at all. If you ask me, whatever position it is that she was running for, her losing might have done them a favor. Because this is who they would have been putting in there. Like, that's why I said I compared this to Pam Keith. The only difference is one is classifies as a Republican and the other one is a quote unquote Democrat. Because remember, Pam Keith said 91% of black women voted for Biden, 80% of black men voted for Biden. If you were the 20% of black men that didn't vote for Biden, you don't like black women. I'm talking about just off the wall stuff. And don't get me started on that quote, on that tweet she made about rape when it came to talking about Joe Biden versus 45. This is why they don't like a lot of people or a lot of black people in certain political positions, because of situations such as these and other stuff too. But stuff like this is just wow. Now, there was additional tweets to follow because he actually responded back to her. And I'm not going to put that up here, but just know this. He went in so hard on her that one, she didn't even respond to what he said. Two, people agree with every word he said. And three, I wouldn't be surprised if she blocked him after he said what he said. Because he went all, and I do mean balls deep in with his response. It's crazy. Like, just know that when I say, what I said. Now, what I'm going to do for you right quick is I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to pull up for you her mugshots. Okay, so these are her mugshots right here. And these are all different mugshots from different arrests that she's had in her life. And I told you it was like 9 of them. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I see 7 up here. I don't count the 2 up there. They're the same ones, but she's just facing 2 different ways. But if you can see, she has a different hairstyle in every last one of them. So it's different positionings of her. And like I said, most of the crime she committed was basically scamming based from what I've heard. But, she gets out, she tries to retool herself. She keeps not retool to refine herself. And then she starts talking a certain way, mainly against other black people. And what was she doing before she did all of that? She was probably scamming other black people. or doing committing offenses against other black people, and then has the nerve to grandstand the way she does against other black people. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. But this is a very short Twitter analysis right here. I'm not going to go in any further. Y'all pretty much get the gist of it. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.